Morning guys. One thing that somebody doesn't tell you when you start your own business, you spend more time fixing things than you do actually using them. This is my sthil bg86c, as you can see. Mandatory coffee, never live without it. Right, so basically the problem with this, it won't stop. It will start beautifully, but for some reason this don't want to kill the power basically. So normally when these go, normally on sthil you have a little flip switch here, but they've changed to this for some reason, or is it not? No, that's a new one, isn't it? I've not seen them like that before. So hopefully what's happening is something's dropped out of here and it's not touching or connecting. I can't see as it would be the cable. Now I've just fixed my chop saw, exact same problem, started, touched the switch and it won't stop. That actually happened to be the cable that ran across. But what we're going to do is get into this. It's a T27 I think we need. I think that's a T27. Yep. So set up there a bit while I undo this. I'm always doing these cock-handed. Seems to be 4 screws. It's always good to have a tray or somewhere to put these so you don't lose things. I did have a little dish that was magnetised, but I don't know where it's going. So it has basically just taken them 4 screws just to pull that off. Right, so I can't actually see how it's connected. So what I'd actually hope to see in here, you can see this bit here, needs to touch something to kill it. So basically what happens is there's a coil pack and it sits next to the flywheel, and as you pull this, and you pull the pull cord, it spins the flywheel. It creates magnetic field or whatever you want to call it. So then it creates the spark, the coil, the friction causes creates enough energy to then create a spark. Now obviously that spins and carries the spark on. To kill the spark, you would earth it out basically. But I've seen what they've done. I see what they've done. Right, so on this, if we pull this out, still crafty. They basically put that on, yeah, as a new switch. So what they have done is hidden the old switch. You can see that. You see that? Just behind there is the old style switch. So they haven't actually well, they have changed the design on it because obviously it's totally different, but realistically all they've done is made this slightly bigger and encased and then hid the switch inside. So normally there's a switch here that I think they call them toggle switches actually. So I'll pull that out of the way. Maybe now you can see it, look. You see that switch in there? That'll help. There you go. There it is. So that's basically how they've got around that. Well, I say got around it, they haven't really got around anything ever, they just changed the design. So, you used to have one of these on top, and for some random reason, still, forever going wrong. So I'm assuming that's what's wrong with this now. Just put that back on there, start this. I'm assuming that's what's wrong with it now. It's either not touching that switch to kill it. I can't see anything that's broken in there. I'll have a quick look in a minute. But I just want to test to see if that switch is actually working, because if it's not, I can just go grab another one. So if you're wearing this, if you are listening on the headphones, or you are got loudspeakers, I'm going to start this, so you might want to turn them down. Normally I just choke it and it kills it. So basically it's not something missing or broken, it's the old adage of that switch is broken. These for some reason still, I don't know why they do it, they go absolutely all the time. On the last one that I had to change it no end of really times, and yet it's clearly the same. So you just pop them out, look, just two toggles, and that's it basically. So that is exactly what's wrong with it. That little switch there is gone, or it's broken. So that's it. So all I need to do now is go get a new one, if they've got them in stock. Just to there you go. So that just basically makes the connection between that and that. I now know there's nothing wrong with it, or anything else wrong with it, because I've just crossed those two wires together, which creates a connection, which earths it out. So let's go get a new one of them. So what's happening is, if you don't see this bit of the video, it's because I didn't show it and I ain't got a clue what's on these switches. But these switches go quite regular. Well, that's what I find anyway. I don't know if anybody else finds that. But I can imagine it's just, if you can see that, a little rocker in there, I'd imagine, or when you touch that, there's something on this side that pushes down and creates the bridge between it. So what I'm going to do for the first time is open it up, basically, because I've got to wait for a new part and it's never next day, is it? So what I'm going to do is quickly, if you look, there's just two little toggles either side, so I'm hoping to stick a screwdriver in there, it'll pop out. I cannot find my little screwdrivers yet again. Can't find something. Yeah, there we go. So just spin you around. Yeah, that's where it's comfort for me then. So yeah, I suspected. I'm assuming, and that, You see that? You see that? So basically what happens is that clearly stays up like that when it's in the on position, and it just drops down to create that bridge. Now I honestly can't see what's wrong with this one. Doesn't seem to be anything broken. A little bit of gunk on it. But that would just create a connection. That's a bit, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that's got like residue and oil, rubbish on it. Didn't think about doing this up close, so I keep moving it out of the camera. Let's clean this up. I'm not sure if that's meant to be. I've got to get the hang of this. So, having a look. Not sure if they're meant to be that bent. I'll have a look when it's on the rocker. Does it go that way? It's way too much time to travel, isn't it? Too much way to travel. So, must do. I mean, there's little grooves in there. I don't know if you see them little grooves that sits there. So it must sit like that. We're just looking at the paddles. This one's bigger than this one, and this one was at the front. So if that sits in the machine, pretend the machine's like that, and that's the top of the handle. That's how it should sit in the machine. And from memory, that was there, like that. So maybe, no, it can't create a connection. No, I can't go in there because it's too long. Right, I'm going to put you back up on the stand and just figure this out a second, because my head, oh, that should be like that. And the way that got pulled off. So look, put it back together. Maybe they should stay together and then it disconnects when they pull apart. But that doesn't seem right to me, because obviously when you join them two cables together it cuts the engine out. So bear with me a second. Right, so let's just pop this back in. Now if this doesn't start, I know we've got that the wrong way around, and that should actually be joined. That should be pulling off that terminal, as we call it. So as I had that there like that, I'm pretty sure that was sitting there like that. Why is it? Oh, there you go. Every time you do something, it never goes back the same way as it came out. Just so quickly put this together. Take that out first. Not sure if you can see that. It's not the best design in the world. So that switch sits in there. When you pull this down. Alright guys, battery just went on the camera. I can't remember where I got to, but so basically I'm going to start again. So we just dismantled that switch, put it back together, wired it up. It just goes straight in there, like so. The start this end, I should say, yeah, on this end. This is a little gadget that presses down on it, like that. Should we see if it starts, see if it works? So, beautiful. What was happening is all that slime and gunk that was in that switch was when it was shut down and pulling up, it was obviously sticking between the two terminals, which basically was basically defeating the objects basically. So when they separated, they need to separate and make a clean break, but it obviously wasn't doing that. So realistically, by fluke, I've basically fixed that switch. So all I had to do was clean it up. Let's just put this back together. I'm actually quite keen on this system. It's a bit, not is it finicky, it's just, to me it seems a bit weak. But hey, it works. Noticing on this, you've got a square bit here, so you'll have to line it up with that. It's only a matter of moving the switch to the other side realistically. And that's it really. Let's put this back together, see if it's not a combination of that twisting, this being a bit iffy. Well, I'll say iffy, it's a bit weak. We'll see. So all it is 4 screws. There we go. I just have to give that a quick twist just to line it up. The one thing that people don't tell you about running your own business is you probably end up spending more money or just as much money on repairing and fixing things as you're using them or buying them. I had to fix, funny enough, the kill switch, stop switch, whatever you want to call it, on my Husqvarna the other day. I did make a video, but obviously you've not seen it because it wasn't very good. You might not even see this yet. But yeah, I seem to be spending my time fixing things. Maybe if I wasn't such a rough arse, things would last a bit longer, but yeah, such is life, eh? I'm going to put these back, stop ranting. Come on. There we go. Can you still see that? Yes. So, the moment the truth be when this works when it's all back together. We'll see. I don't see why it wouldn't, because at the end of the day it worked while it was in there. The reason it wouldn't work is because that plastic bends too much, but it was working before, so there's no reason why it won't. I'll be happy if it does, because then I'll have a spare switch, because I've ordered a second one. I do have a longer piece to this, by the way, before anybody asks. I don't use it like this. I've just taken that off because obviously limited for space. So, beautiful. There we go. That's it. That's how to fix the stop switch on a still. So next time you're stopping, maybe just have it part. You should have one of these with you anyway. It's the T27 spanner that you get with Stihl products. I think that one actually is from my strimmer, but I've got one for this for somewhere. You know, so you got 4 screws, that switches behind you. I used a flathead to open it and a cloth to clean it. Now, if you're like me, I carry a basic toolkit, which is a socket set, a couple of screwdrivers, one of each, and then I've got Allen keys, and then same again as the Allen keys, same shape as Allen keys, there's torque bit. So even if you haven't got this bit, I've always got a torque set with me. I mean, it took me 10 minutes to take that apart and mess around. Obviously, if you're a busy day and you've got one to fall back on, you don't need to worry about it. You can do it another day. I'll send it to someone. But that's basically just saved myself. I know my local dealer charges £45 an hour to fix things. So, you know, there we go. So hopefully this helps. I'll see you guys next time.